Hi, everybody. This is Lana. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me today. I'm very, very excited to be here with you guys. I hope you guys can hear me all right. And let's just give a little bit of time for everybody to start to come in, to settle in. Hi, Madeleine. How are you doing? How's everybody? Hi, Stephanie. I'm so glad. Before I tuned in, I was just tuning into the energies of Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. And I have felt their energies very strongly in the last couple of days. And I feel like they're going to be with us today here, the energies, and just really guiding and creating this sacred space for all of us, and also to provide the sacred space for the divine feminine to heal her wounds, and for the divine masculine to do that as well, and also for the divine masculine to heal the part of him that is feminine. So, hi Fer. Hi Alejandra. Hi everybody. So Madeleine says, just made a donation for the healing tonight, hoping there's still a spot. Thank you. I'm going to check. I think we don't have any more spots for today, but if it's not your turn today, you can. Sorry, I think I got caught up. If you are on the list, or if you just made a donation, you will come on the list for next weekend. So I will see how much time we have, and if I'm able to fit more mini healings. If we still have some time left, I will do so. But if not, I will just put you on the healing list for next weekend, okay? Okay, perfect. Hi, Louise. Wow, that's amazing. Hi, Kuan Yin Light. Okay, so for those of you who are new to my channel, or who are just tuning in, or who will be listening later, we focus on healing, well, especially in healing the energetics of the twin flames, but also in healing each and every one of you, and giving you tools, and giving you information, and assisting you in your spiritual path, which is obviously linked or a part of the twin flame path and the twin flame journey. So what we do during these healings is to see what comes forward for us to heal collectively. And the mini healings are just like a little taste of the work that I do with my clients one-on-one. And we focus on helping you and your twin flame, your connection, to come into a more balanced place, or help you perhaps unstuck some things. These are fairly brief healings, but I do like to work very profoundly always. And we do go very deep, even if it's a mini healing. And if I'm not yet like satisfied with what we did, I do a little bit more time. So that's why sometimes these life healings can go a bit long. So just to give you a heads up, to buckle up, to drink some water, to have some water on your side. If you want, you can light up a little bit of sage. And I'm just going to ask you to give me 1 second. My dogs are trying to come in. just gonna let them in. They want to be here. Okay. So now, now that we are settled, hi KB. Will you take more names than the 5 you have? I will see. Maybe I will take a bit more. I was just explaining that because I do go sometimes a little bit over in the time. I will see how we're doing with the 5 that we have, and if there's still time left, I will do more. And if not, the ones that do the donation, they will come in the list for next weekend. They will be the first ones on the list for next weekend. Okay. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Carrie. Okay. Hi, Fed. So glad to see you guys. Okay. So why don't we, also, if you want to write in the chat box where you're from, I would love to know. This has been coming up lately very strongly. Tiffany, sorry, just 1 second. Tiffany, you can read the instructions below, like right on the description box of this video. That's where you can find everything. Okay. Okay, we will be here for like 2 hours, about 2 hours. If you guys know my collective healings. Okay, so one of the things that I was getting recently with all of these energies, hi Tiff Music, is we are being pushed very strongly in this 2020 to work with the grids more. So I don't know if you're familiar to grid work, but basically it's no coincidence where you are living on the earth right now, where you are placed in the earth right now. Every one of us, every one of you who are here, who are awakened, who are on this journey, on the spiritual journey, you were placed in the location that you are for a reason. And most of our lives, we are placed in the locations where we actually have to do some grid work and transmuting, and also to help us heal stories from the past, heal karma from the past. And I'm not a big fan of the the connotations of the word karma, but I will use it for the sake of this. So what it feels to me is that 2020 is kind of like the gates are open, and everything that we have been doing in order to get prepared, in order to be in a place of love, of being in a place of self-love, understanding who we are, being more in communion with ourselves, bringing in this divine union to our bodies, to our minds, to our hearts. All of this work that we have been doing was basically preparation for what is to come from 2020, into the rest of our lives, the time that we will be here on Earth. So this is partly what I see as the shift. This is partly what I see as the shift in consciousness, in light, and of course the shift of bringing back the Christ consciousness or divine consciousness into the body, so being the embodiment. So that's why they call it the return of Christ. So, or the return of Christ in the flesh, which is referring to the Christ or the cosmic Christ energy in the flesh. And who is the flesh? All of you guys are the flesh. So part of that realization is that we are doing so much more than we thought we were. We are here to do so much more than just our jobs or just having families and whatever like 3D things that we are doing. When you start going in your spiritual journey, when you start awakening, you continue to do perhaps the same things that you were doing before, but you start to discover that there's a depth to all of your existence. There's a depth to why you chose the path that you chose. There's a depth and there's a reason, a divine reason for why you lived what you lived. There's a depth in your wounds. There's a depth in everything that you have experienced so far. And there's a reason for all of that. And there's also a reason for why you were born where you were and why you're living currently where you are. So right now I have been feeling that as twin flames, we are doing a lot of work, and as light workers, we are doing a lot of work with the grids and with the locations where we are. And I feel like a lot of you, a lot of us will be guided this year to move, to travel, to relocate, to perhaps go and see and find a place that we were always interested in, to perhaps have activities, whatever they are, work related or family or whatever it may present itself as in the 3D. There's a divine reason why you're going there. So I would recommend you to, if you already have anything planned, if there's anything that I'm going to go to this certain place, to really go there, as they say, with your akash open, with your with your antennas very well set, and to really see what that place means for you, what the energy of the place feels like. And if you're tuned into your higher self, you can ask your higher self when you're there, while you're there, to take you to the places that you need to go in order to continue to activate the grid and in order to do your grid work and the grid work that was assigned for you. And perhaps it's just carrying your light somewhere and bringing that light to the people of that place, or having encounters with those who live there. So as energetic beings, as energy beings, just like every one of you are here right now, wherever you are, we are having an exchange of energy, and we are having an exchange of data through our higher selves. So my higher self is communicating to the higher selves of all of you who are there, and all of you who are here now are communicating with each other at a higher realm, right? Well, we're also communicating here in the 3D, but unconsciously we are giving each other information and receiving information. And this is part of why we always say, or why you can hear a lot about activating the crystalline grid, updating the grid, activating the grid, because all the spiritual work that we have been doing up until now, everything is being upgraded, right? We're constantly being upgraded. We're constantly receiving a new wave of energy. We're constantly receiving new information through the gates, through the full moons, through the new moons. Everything is it's like this new energy is like pouring into our planet. And as this happens, all the systems that were in place are being upgraded. So that goes from you, your human self, until all of your, all of your energy bodies, subtle bodies, all of your field. And it goes also to all the living beings. It goes into the earth. It goes to the grid lines. It goes to the planets, to the systems. It goes everywhere. So it's like receiving a new frequency And as we receive the new frequency, we need to adjust the antenna to the new frequency. So the adjusting part, I know that is something that we sometimes struggle with. By the way, if you have been hearing or having ringing in the ears as a symptom, I posted I did a community post on the energies of the new moon, and I was getting a lot of this very high pitch frequency, a lot of ringing in my ears, especially while I was giving healings to my clients. And I read after that the Schumann resonance was very, very high in those days. So it was really like peaking on the days leading up to the new moon. So if any of you guys had symptoms or was very, very tired or was just feeling a little bit out of balance or dizzy, this may be why. And so again, back to the grid work. If you feel called this year as a twin flame, as light worker, as like even in the 3D things that we have, if you feel called to go somewhere or you have to be somewhere, really go there with all of your knowledge, with all of your wisdom, and be open to receive and to give whatever information you need to get, whatever data you need to get from that place and from the people there. Because we are also healing and clearing past timelines from past incarnations, of course, of ours, from our family lineage, but we're also clearing collectively for even for like civilizations. I think I said that wrong. So what I was given in the last couple of days was that we're working a lot through Africa, and we are healing a lot of systems that come from ancient Africa, India, and Japan. So, all of these, let's say, all of these cultures had at one point this system of, or have still in place this these dynasties, right? And also the caste system. So as twin flames, whenever we lived through an experience of being, separated from the twin flame in those timelines, or not being able to be with the twin flame, or yes, Madeleine, or not being separated because of politics, because of social constraints, because of religion. All of these things are part of what we are also healing as twin flames collectively. And these are things from the old paradigm that, as we said, some of them are still in place. And we are assisting through the healing that we're doing, whether consciously or unconsciously, to clear these timelines and to be able to progress, and it's kind of like sealing off the door to the past, to those feelings and to those wounds of separation, where the feminine and the masculine were separated or weren't able to come into union, to fulfill their love, to express all of these things. And we are going, as we seal them, we are able to heal that in ourselves, in our bodies, in all of our bodies, in all of our systems, and then we're able to create something and move forward, create something that is different, and have a clear ground to start to build our unions, to start to build the new ways, and to stop being afraid of the past, you know, because sometimes these imprints and these wounds really affect us, even though we are not even conscious of them, because they were collective wounds, and we are all tapped to this collective energy, and we were all part of it, and we were all men, and we were all women, and we were all everything, and we suffered everything. We were, you know, both sides. So somewhere in our energetic memory, even in our cells, even in our DNA, we have this history that had been imprinted there. And what we're doing in this new reality that is anchoring in, what we're doing in the quantum reality, in the multidimensionality, is we're accessing to these timelines as we heal, and we are going there to heal that and to clear that out of ourselves, out of our bodies. And you know, if this goes on, what's going to happen is that the children that will come, the future generations, will kind of have this clean slate where they don't have to go back to revise all the past again and see all the wounds from the past, but where they can come in with a higher consciousness, with a higher awareness of what was, but not they won't have to be put through the same lessons that we went through, right? So it's a little bit of this micro and macro, and you know, you can also see it in your families, probably what your parents went through, what your grandparents went through, and so on and so on. So even though we are still in this, we were still born, we're still in this world where there's still duality, and we're still in this, you know, we still have to deal with duality. We have to deal with our shadow aspect and our light aspect. We are in a phase now where we are integrating this. And this is what's really new. This is what's really coming in. This is what we are aspiring to. This is where many of you are already, and many of you have felt that already. Perhaps we're not able to be in that loving, peaceful energy all the time, but we're starting to ground that loving and peaceful energy more and more throughout our days, more and more throughout our lives. And you know, I hope, and it is my wish, that all of you get to experience that, and to be there, and to know that even though we have the law of cycles, even though things will always happen, life will always happen, you know, we're learning, we're evolving, sometimes we're up, sometimes we're down in every aspect of our lives. But we will start to, the more we can remain in that frequency of love and peace and consciousness and divine consciousness, the more we can let go and trust in the divine, and the more we can be guided from our divine selves, from our intuition, from who we truly are. And the more we can start to practice to let go of our fears, and the more we will be able to live a life where we're not afraid anymore, and where we can really be who we are. And hopefully where we can also spread that light, be that light, but also spread that light and be that beacon of light for others who are still going through that process, or who are starting even in that process. Because, you know, as you know, we are all on different timelines. We are all very special and unique beings, and we all have our own soul growth to do. We have our own history, our own ancient history, our own energetic configuration, and we are here to learn what we need to learn. Okay, so just as to not compare, you know, with the others, if wherever they are, or if you feel, oh my God, that person is so advanced and peaceful, and I'm here struggling with all of this. You know, that person probably struggled with all of this before, or even through many lives, until that person got to that place. So there's no rush. There's no need to rush. There's only, what I have found is one of the greatest tools is to really honor your present and, accept everything just the way it is. And from that peace with everything just the way it is, you can really call in the energy to start to co-create whatever you want and whatever you desire to experience from a peaceful state. That's the energy, and that's basically the feminine energy from which everything is born. So for all of my divine feminines out there, you guys, my respect to each and every one of you, to each and every one of my fellow healers and light workers, and just everybody, all of you who are here, who are awakened. And I even I just think about the history of my family and my mother and her lineage, and even though many are very far from awakened in that sense, we have been doing this collectively, and we have really been healing the wounds of the feminine throughout our history. And also, all the divine masculines that are here, this is not to say that you haven't. You have also, and you have also been a woman in other lifetimes, and this is really a moment where many divine masculines are waking up, and one of the core missions is kind of to really just hold space and to allow and to provide a safe place and a safe space for the divine feminine to heal, and to be able to hold her and be that structure, that steady energy that every feminine energy needs in order to be able to safely express and develop and create and birth everything that is coming. So we are joining efforts, whether we are conscious of it or not. And we are going more into an era and a time where we will be dealing with light on light. So we will be, even in the spiritual path, the way I approach and the way I teach and the way I was able to really heal, and I was able to provide this healing for others, was when I accepted the truth that I had always known in my heart, that we're not here to fight the dark, and we're not here to ostracize anything anymore. We're not here to fight with our darkness, or with the darkness of the world, or with dark people or dark entities, how they call it. Or we are not here to wage a war. If you're a light worker or a twin flame or a healer, we are here to anchor that light, and to anchor more and more frequencies of light in order to integrate the shadow, and to lovingly integrate the shadow, to see it for what it is, to see that any entities or energies or negative things and negative thoughts, anything that you go through as a human being, that has a place in your field, in your energy. And that is also there for a reason. And perhaps the reason is to see it with love and be able to integrate it into the light, to invite it to the light. So I remember a very powerful teaching that I received when I was studying pranic healing. And I was very young, but it was a very beautiful time. And it was the first time that I felt like, oh my God, I'm here. And it was kind of like the school of Harry Potter, everyone there, where everyone was clairvoyant or very good healers, or they could see things, and the other one could, predict things. And there were all kinds of very interesting souls. And I had the honor to be with them and to learn with them during this course. And I remember our teacher, we were discussing negative energies or entities and what they are. And before that, I was very, very scared of negative energies and entities, because I had always seen things since I was little. So I had seen very dark things, very beautiful things. I had seen my angels, but I had always also seen like dark beings, right? So I was extremely afraid. I think I told this story already to a couple of you, but I was very scared to go to bed. I couldn't close my eyes because I was afraid that I was going to be attacked, or that I was suddenly going to perceive this dark or negative energy. And partly, it was this fear came from when I was very little, where I experienced some of these things and I couldn't understand them. But the other part was also that the spiritual community at that time, and especially another teacher that I had, was very keen on, this battle with the dark entities and dark energies. So partly I was influenced by that, because I thought, well, she's more experienced, she's been in this road, maybe there are these entities and these things, and I have to fight them off or something. Sorry, I don't, if I don't mean to laugh, it's just I remember myself in that moment. And so my teacher, when I asked him, what do you think about this? What do you think about entities and dark energies and darkness and all of these things? And he told me, everything that you see as darkness in your human experience comes from your energy, from a part of your energy, from a part of your field that is begging to be integrated to the light, or that needs to be transformed and integrated to the light. So, and he told me, different, this is something very common with people who see beyond the veil, but depending on where you're from, you will have a different image of what a dark entity or a dark energy means. So, for example, I was raised a little bit Catholic, so I would see kind of like these vampires, or kind of like these devil energies. And, someone that was from another country would perhaps see something completely different, right? So maybe a dragon, or, the Buddhists, they see also these evil spirits, but they have a very, very different aspect. So basically what he explained was, and that's the way I see it too now, well, and from that moment on, and it was actually a relief, because he said, these are things that your perception, your mind creates. Energy is energy. So everything that we see is energy, but the interpretation happens in the mind. So if you have been programmed since you were a kid, or if you hear or put a lot of attention and emphasis on this, this thing of the dark energies, or it causes you fear or impacts you, or any kind of trauma, or anyway, this impression stays there. And so anything that feels like a lower vibrational energy, or anything that feels like a low vibration, gets this, image of that which you relate to that experience. So it comes basically, I hope I'm explaining myself right. Basically, it comes from your perception and from the programming of the mind. So when we awaken, we are able to reprogram our mind we are able to reprogram our whole being, actually. And through meditation, through spiritual work, and even just through consciousness, through being conscious of, okay, so if everything is energy, and this energy is presenting itself as very scary and very dark to me, why don't I, instead of fearing it, why don't I take a look at it and ask it what it needs, from a loving place? And what my teacher said back then was, if you ever feel like you're being attacked, or you feel any darkness or whatever you feel, just look at that darkness and say, I love you, and mean it. If you can just tap into your heart and look at whatever is presenting and say, I love you. I love you. You are loved by God. May you be uplifted by God. May you be the light. Whatever you want to say, but that it comes from a place of love, that darkness will disappear like this. And it's not that it's like going away, but it's just going to integrate into the light. It's going to become the light. So I'm not quite sure why I was guided to talk about this, but if any of you have been struggling with this, or this has been showing up in your spiritual path, I'm just here to tell you that, whatever shadow aspect, whatever part of you that you feel is still in darkness, the only thing that it needs in order to be integrated into the light is for you to love it, to give it love, and to invite it to join the light. And then you can see, perhaps it's not ready yet. Perhaps it still needs to, dance around a little bit more, or do whatever it does. But even darkness, or what we perceive or see as darkness, is there for a reason. And, from the deepest darkness of our souls emerges the lightest part of who we are, emerges the highest part of who we are. So if any of you are feeling low, or are feeling hurt, or are feeling lost, or are feeling in a very dark place, please remember this. And I can assure you that there is another side. There is the light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes it takes some time to process things. Sometimes it takes a lot of things for us to develop ourselves. But the only thing that you really need on your journey is to, care for the light that you already are, to see the light that you already are, and to invite whatever darkness is there to join the light. So I hope this assists you. And there comes a point where the same thing that I'm feeling for 2020, that when we balance the scales, we still have darkness and we still have light, but they are in balance. So it's like the yin yang symbol. There's dark, there's light. And in the dark, there's light. And in light, there's dark. So this is what we are doing here. And this is also what we're doing here as twin flames. So we are not, just restoring the feminine or just restoring the masculine. We are restoring both. We're bringing both into balance. We are bringing the feminine and masculine energies in the planet into balance, because they have not been in balance. And many of us, and especially the divine feminines that are here on earth right now, have suffered because of this imbalance. And also the masculines have suffered, the planet has suffered, and many souls have suffered because of this unbalance of energies. So this is part of what we're learning, what we're doing. But I feel like we will be able to experience more and more both sides. It's normal that when we are balancing, sometimes we feel the darkness more, sometimes we feel the light more, sometimes we feel like we're healed and we could do it, and yes, I healed that wound, and then something happens and we're like, oh my god, I didn't heal that, or there's another layer to heal, or I just went back like 5 years of my life when I thought I was very advanced. So there is this back and forward when we are balancing. Okay, so just so that you know, and that you don't fall into any kind of desperation or feeling of, I have been healing and doing this, and why is my union not here? Why is my my masculine not here? And why is my life not the way I want? Why haven't I been able to heal this? This is normal. This is part of what we're doing. But every time you decide to continue to go into your light and to shine your light and to let your light be brighter, that will anchor. So the time that you spend in the dark will be less. Okay. And the point is to, or it's not the point, but what I feel that's happening is that we're building the structures and the foundations for a time where we will be able to live from the heart, where we will be able to live from the light, and where we will work from the light, from going just further and further up into the light. But all of these struggles that we went through as humankind, and all of the very, very dark eras, they are not to return, and they are not to be anymore. So this is, of course, my perception. This is what I see, what I feel. And everyone, we all have a different experience of life, but I do believe that this is what we are building, and we will experience it. I do think every one of us will experience it when the time is right. So that was, I think, the message for today. And, also for the divine feminines, I had a couple of sessions this week where some things came up, like, very old wounds, and how we perhaps have been disconnected from our bodies because of being a woman, and all of the things that we go through as women. So, not just physically, but emotionally, all of our systems, our womb. And this is part of what I teach of the divine feminine, of the restoration and healing of the divine feminine. This is what we do, what we will do, for example, in the retreat that I will be holding, because there are very, very specific themes that can really help you and can really bring about this deep, deep healing that many of us perhaps didn't even see. Or, there was a time where the feminine was so repressed that it actually had to start to emulate the masculine in order to survive. And now that we're finally starting to have a place on this earth, to have this space and this expression, some of us are like, oh my God, but now I'm here. So now I'm here, and what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm on earth and I'm in this body. What am I supposed to do now with these opportunities, or with these changes? And we do store a lot of the past trauma in our wombs. So sometimes, even though it seems, and we're fortunate enough to live in societies where we seem to be free, sometimes we lock ourselves up because we still have unhealed wounds from the past, and we still feel like we're trapped, or we still feel like we're slaves, or we still feel like we are, not welcome in the world, or we still feel like we are not safe. And this may be from past lifetimes, or it can be from this lifetime. I know that, oh my God, I'm just starting to feel a lot of tears. So sorry. It's just connecting very deeply with this energy. So, the stories of abuse, and especially any kind of emotional abuse, physical, psychic, but also many of us have experienced sexual abuse. And all of these types of abuses, no matter what they were, how, all of this is something that we have faced as feminine. We have faced as, quote unquote, the weaker sex, right? And this is something that we as divine feminines are healing, whether we're conscious or not, whether we see it or not. We're doing this clearing and this healing for ourselves, for our mothers, for our ancestors, and all the lineage of women that came before us. And as I speak, I just feel a lot of suffering, a lot of tears that are built up there. But I'm also feeling a lot of support. The divine mother, the divine feminine energy is here now. This is part of the message of Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, the Sisterhood of the Rose, all of these feminine energies, Mother Tara, Kuan Yin. If you want to, you can tap into these goddesses, into these feminine energies, and really bring them into your lives more and more, or even just your divine feminine energy, to really give it space to be, to heal, to be reborn, and also to not be afraid to see our wounds and to see them as something that we are able to honor now. And I know what I'm saying is not easy, but the other day I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was just guided. I was just taking note of my skin, my scars, and you guys know that I went through like a disease lately, and I was just starting to see all of these things that were in my body, because I do this practice of self-love, which you are invited to do also, where I just basically, like, when I'm putting, like cream on my body, I just really do it in a very, very loving way. Or I put some essential oils on my body. And as I do it, I say, I love you to each part of my body, to each part of my skin. And I really take the time to honor my body just the way it is. And as I was doing this practice, I started to note the scars. And I was thinking, so many women, and we are told, or we are imposed by society that, we should be scar-free, and we should have a beautiful skin and beautiful everything. And, I just felt that is so against who we actually are as feminine, who we actually are as women. And, to honor that, to honor, it's like the woman after she gives birth and her body's changed and she has scars and she has things. It's like really being able to see that and to honor that and to say, this made me who I am. And I survived all of this. I am here, I am present, and I am loving myself in spite of all. Even against the odds. Even if, perhaps many of you suffered something very traumatic in childhood or something very dark or very deep, or even if your whole life up until now has been a struggle. All of the things that you survived and all of the things that brought you to where you are today, if we can see them with eyes of love and see, our wounds, our scars, whatever is still healing with love, I think then we are really honoring the divine feminine and honoring who we are, and also honoring all the women that are on the planet right now, who have gone through better, who have gone through worse. But, we are together. There's a link between all of us who are here now. There's a link between all the divine feminine. So when you honor yourself, you honor all divine feminines. And when you honor all divine feminines, you honor yourself too. So I hope this helps you. I really feel like we are in a time where we need to love ourselves more, not less. Where rather than striving for perfection, we should be striving for love, for loving us and acknowledging us and, really seeing us for who we are and not how we look, not, what we have done, but who we are. All our beauty, all our grace, all that lies in your soul. It lies in your heart. It lies in your compassion. It lies in the way you speak to people, in the way you speak to yourself, in the way, you go in through your day and just be you. That is what the divine feminine is. That is what woman is. And, the more we honor it, the more we can also show the divine masculine how to honor us. The more we can, just set the example and set the bar. And that is basically one of the things that we're also doing. That also means to put yourself always in a safe place, to always take care of you, to know that you deserve everything, not less, that you deserve more love, not less, always. And this also goes for the relationships, and this also goes for the twin flames. Until we really understand that the love comes from within, that the love that we want to receive, we have to give it to ourselves first. It's like, it's just seeing the value and working on that and healing to be in a place where we can have our self-esteem back, where we can have our self-love, where we can, do whatever we want to do without restrictions, without these cages, without fear. And, it's a process, but you are capable to do this. And the more you do this, And the more we continue with the mission of the twin flames, you know, the masculine will, it's like he will grow to that masculine that he needs to be in order to be able to hold us. But we need to be in a place where we can hold ourselves first, and where we actually know how precious and how valuable and how beautiful we are. And I know this is something that may sound simple, but I know that all of the women out there know that to really embody self-love and to really master self-love is not so easy, and especially because of our history and because of what we have been told and because of how the world has been up until now. So we are just really coming into a place where we are to our rightful place. I have been seeing this over and over in my healings, that the feminine returns to her throne. And, you know, we have to be able to know that we deserve the throne, that we deserve a crown, that we deserve to be in our most high self and to be treated as such. Nothing else. So if we want to be in union with the divine masculine, if we want to be in this high spiritual connection and unconditional love, we have to be able to get to that place where we birth ourselves as a whole being, and where we nurture ourselves and heal ourselves and bring ourselves each day to a place where we're loving ourselves more. When we start doing that, the divine masculine that is meant to be with us, that is able to carry and to hold our energy, will start to come in and will start to present. So for the divine masculine, if you know, you guys are here, this is also something that you are doing. And one of the themes for you, what I have seen, is to heal yourselves from believing that you don't deserve that kind of love, from being fearful of receiving, of being that kind of love also. And also to, you know, forgive yourself as a collective for the wounds inflicted upon the feminine. And the way to do it, the way I see it, I can just feel that my energy is changing to my right side. Like I'm going into the masculine now. The way to do it is also to forgive yourself and to see that you are so much more than what you were taught. You are so much more than what your actions are. You're so much more than, you know, whatever you do in the material, in the physical world. That it's wonderful to do all these things, and or to have and to be and to conquer. This is part of the divine masculine energy. But if the divine masculine is wanting to be healed, there's a point where there's nothing more to conquer, because everything is already in your heart. They're saying you have to be able to conquer your heart, because that's the part also of the divine masculine that got so far away. Everything became very focused on the mind. And somehow the mind and the heart got very disconnected, because in order to do the things that the divine masculine was forced to do or needed to do or had to do, you can't have that connection. So you can't go to war and be in your heart, because you wouldn't be able to survive. You can't, inflict pain in another human being or another life being if you're connected to your heart. So there was this disconnection from the mind and the heart. And for all the divine masculines that are here now and are awakened, there was a period where this disconnection caused a lot of confusion and a lot of feeling lost, and a lot of, it's like the compass was lost, like feeling like, where is my direction? Where am I supposed to go? Who am I supposed to be? How am I supposed to relate to the feminine? And, for many of you, you also came from families, from histories of, perhaps men cheating on women, men abusing women, men betraying. It could be your father, your grandparents, whoever in your lineage. And these are wounds that are also carried through the divine masculine collective. And these are imprints of, especially if you are sensitive, if you are awakened now, this can lead to a lot of guilt and a lot of, perhaps coming into some kind of denial and saying, if I'm going to do that to the divine feminine, I'd rather just not get even close. Or I'd rather just, not get attached. Or I'd rather just, for many, it's just being with many feminines and receiving that energy, but not staying, not really, doing the connection between the mind and the heart. So I know it's sometimes hard to talk about these things, but I think it's very important that we address them and that we kind of bring them into the light, because we are so much more than just our individual selves, and the work that we're doing is so much more than just our lives. We're healing through that, through our singularity, but we are assisting the collective, the entire planet. So for the masculine, there has also been this, and especially now in these times where, the feminine was used, was abused, was exploited, and many of the masculine collective was kind of the exploiter or the perpetrator or that. So for the divine masculines that are awakening, sometimes there is also this feeling of, I don't deserve, or I don't deserve to be loved because of things that happened in the past, or because of this imprint that is there. As you start to feel the light, you say, oh my God, but I did this. How am I going to do this? Or how do I deserve this? And so this is also what we are doing now, helping the divine masculine, and the divine masculine is doing this for himself, to come back to a place where it's okay to feel, it's okay to connect the mind and the heart, it's okay to be vulnerable. It is safe to be vulnerable. It is safe. There is no, it is not a matter of life and death anymore. It's not going to cause you to die or to not be able to survive. So that fear and that guilt and those feelings are also ingrained in the divine masculine collective, and it's also what the divine masculines are healing. So I know we hear a lot about the divine masculine disappearing, or coming into connection, coming in contact with the divine feminine, and then going back or disappearing, or, I have heard that so many times. The divine masculine is afraid. I feel like he's afraid. And I think that this is something that, is very, very widespread, and it's also very widespread in the twin flame community. But the thing is that the way I see it is not that the divine masculine is afraid of you or is afraid of the divine feminine. It is afraid of repeating the mistakes from the past, or is afraid of not being worthy. So we both, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, have to build ourselves up first. We have to come to a place of self-love. We have to come to a place of peace with everything that we were, come to a place of peace and accepting the past, our wounds, our scars. And from there, this is what we call the hero's gamos, or the hero's gamos, which is the union of the divinity in the body. So from there, forgiving the human, forgiving that singular part of you, and starting to anchor your divine self, that part of you that is divine and that is here to change this, that decided to come here in this form in order to be the light, in order to be and learn unconditional love, in order to learn how to love yourself, and in order to learn how to love the other. And as we learn this, when the feminine and the masculine come into union, then from that place, then we start to teach that further. But each has to be able to learn it for themselves in order to be able to give that knowledge or give that back to all the others that will follow. So we are really, some people call it the first fruits. Some people call it, that this is like a pioneer work. And it really is. And that is also why sometimes, it feels like we're kind of walking in the dark. But it's because it's the first time where we are really being conscious about who we are. And we're spreading this consciousness into the collective, into the polarity, into the light and dark, into the feminine and masculine. And we're shining that light. We're healing the feminine, the masculine, and we're coming into a place where we're able to hold that, where we will be able to hold that love and hold that union and co-create through that balance, through that union. And where neither of the energies will be exploited or taken advantage or taken for granted, and so on and so on. And where each of them will have their own path too. So not because we come into union, it means that everything is done and we're okay and we don't need to do anything anymore. Actually, we come into union, and that's when the real adventure begins, where the adventure, the collective adventure begins. But the singular adventure starts when you're born, and it ends when we transcend. So we are on our own journeys, and we decide to do this work and to come into union, and we start a third journey. But it's like 3 paths that come together. We still hold our path. We still hold our mission. We still have our individual mission. The masculine has his individual mission, has his path, has his purpose. And when we come into union, we have a shared purpose, a shared mission, and a shared path. But it is not born in the energy of codependency or lack or sorrow or unworthiness. It is born in the energy of acceptance and total acceptance of the other, and acceptance of you, and acceptance of love, and acceptance of the divine, and acceptance of the journey itself. And this is something that we sometimes struggle with, to accept the journey just the way it is, to accept our bodies just the way they are, to accept our, financial situation just the way it is, because we have been programmed and thought and basically enslaved through this, these systems of lack, basically. And what is lack? Always thinking that you need something more, always thinking that you need something else, always thinking that you're not in the right place, always thinking that you don't have enough. That is lack. And as a divine being, you are not lacking anything at all. You have everything you need for your journey. Everything is inside of you. So let's focus inside, guys. Let's go inside and see and create the world that we want from the inside out, from our hearts. Start to spend more time in your heart than in your mind. Because the part of us that got programmed was our mind. So the heart holds our purity, it holds wisdom, it holds the keys to, it holds the keys of your union. It holds the keys of your self-love. If you can just surrender to it and let it guide you. And of course, through the heart, we connect to divinity. And that's where we connect to God, through love. And all energy is love. So I hope this helps you guys. Just coming a little bit from the channeling. I'm feeling it in my body, and I also feel, a lot of release, a lot of pain being released, but also a lot of love anchoring, and a lot of excitement in the hearts of everyone. So let's continue, and I wish you so much love for your journey, and I'm here always to support you there, and we're here to support each other. So let's keep going, guys. I promise everything is going to be better every day, a little bit better. You're so welcome, Jan and Spyro and Anthony, Cynthia, and Meluna. Stephanie, thank you guys. Thank you all for being here and for receiving this transmission. I hope it helps you. Okay, so let's just, you're so welcome. So welcome, guys. So let's just take a moment to breathe in. Yes, dear Katrina, I will post this. When we finish this live, it will automatically appear on my channel, so you can go back and re-listen. And also, if you want to share, or you feel like someone would need this message or would need to hear this message now, please send it. All these nudges and intuitions that we have right now, we have to honor them. Oh, that's amazing, Katrina. I hope he does. Yes, Stephanie, me too. I'm feeling the excitement. I'm feeling the the energy, and I feel like it's really time. It's just time. Okay. Okay, guys, so it's been an hour, so let's just breathe in. I'm just going to do a very a small light language transmission to continue to assist and anchor this, and to open up and help you remove any seals or any locks or anything that is presently in your field, anything that we can just open and let the light stream in and stream forward, anywhere where we can assist and help everyone here on the call and everyone who will see this. And after that, we will start the mini healings. Okay, but I want everyone to get this. Okay. Okay, so if you can just close your eyes, breathe in deeply. If you want to lay down, you can lay down. Just make yourself comfortable. Okay, and if you wish to be healed, or if you need assistance in something specific, you can just say, I allow myself to be healed. I am open to be healed. I open my heart, my mind, and connect to my soul. Connect to the divine in order to be healed now. One second, guys. Sorry, my dogs are trying to get out again. Okay, continue to breathe in. And you can just talk to your body, to the elementals of your body, to the divine light being that is your body. Because your body is also alive, it's also a being of light. Your heart too. Okay, we're going to connect to the crown chakra, which is also a being of light. And we're going to start to stream forward a very beautiful platinum energy. It's like a it's like a liquid, beautiful platinum energy. And we're just going to ask that your field receives exactly what it needs to receive. And we're going to invite your team of light, all your guardians, all of your guides, your higher self, the presence of the healer in you, the presence of the shaman in you, the presence of the all-knowing in you. Okay, and we're going to bring in this beautiful golden sphere around you, around your field, around your physical body, around the space where you are, and around all of your fields. And you can say again, I receive this healing, and I accept this healing. Okay, so I'm just establishing channels to each one of you. Om Maya. Ekiyama danaya nasha'u embeama ikiata teshe ayama shui piaka du uhuma yanakaya na u. And they showed me like a butterfly, and one side the wings are like this orange tone. It's beautiful orange tone. And on the right side, they're in this beautiful blue tone. So we're just going to start to work with this. This is the feminine and the masculine energy. And we're going to place this butterfly in your heart. And perhaps it starts to take on different colors for you. For many, as we place it, it starts to become like the rainbow. It starts to have different patterns. Shehi Makahino Maya. And we're starting to recalibrate and rebalance. They're saying the ancient histories of the feminine and the masculine through each and every one of your particular fields in the configuration that is meant for you. May and they're bringing me to the number with the 144, 144,000. And this is just codes activating and just starting to feel the strength of the field as we heal through these experiences together, as we go through this journey together. We welcome these healing energies and we potentialize the outcomes, we potentialize everything that we are seeding. It just multiplies the fruits, it multiplies the effort, it multiplies the blessings and the healing that we receive. Himbeya Mahyanta Shoya Yamayanato Deyam Biana Anahiaka Deyam Ayanahiaka. And this is just attunement into the heart of the Divine Feminine. And she's speaking of it being time for us to heal, for her to be healed. And she's also saying that like she forgives the masculine. She understands and she sees and knows the deeper meaning of all. She sees the depth in all of what has occurred. And she has just a lot of love and deep forgiveness for the masculine. Now we're opening up through the masculine. And I just feel to help assist the masculine to ground more into the earth. To invite them to ground more of their spiritual being, their spiritual essence into the form, into their bodies, into the earth, and starting to feel the roots go down into Mother Earth from the feet of the Divine Masculine. And I'm seeing like these, they look kind of like braids. And it's like a very loving way to reconnect to the earth, to Gaia, to the Divine Mother, and to connect again to her womb, to all the abundance, to all the gifts, to all the nurturance, and to start to feel how it can nurture you. Start to feel the connection to the feminine through honoring the earth where you're standing, the place where you are, and the person that you are in this moment. And we're going to bring down all the divine light calibrations into the divine masculine. They're saying they're bringing down divine streams of light, divine connections. And we're going to assist the masculine in connecting through these beautiful streams of light to connect the mind, the crown, with their hearts, with their sexual chakra, with the basic chakra, and down and down and down into the earth. And we're going to do the same for the feminine. We're going to bring in these beautiful streams of light. You may see them in different colors depending on your field. And we're going to connect them to the crown, from there to the heart, from there to the sexual chakra, from there to the basic chakra at the bottom of the spine. And from there, we're going to weave in all the way down into the heart of Mother Earth, into the womb of Mother Earth. And in that womb space, these roots start to meet with the roots of the divine masculine. Maya na hui kiata na sha'a ya mahana akaita ya na she'ata na maka te ena ya na shoi piant ma shoi kian. And this is bringing in, they're saying divine marriage, divine merge, contact, through the nurturance, through the protection and the purifying fire of the Divine Mother. So we're starting to see how the feminine and the masculine are receiving this beautiful liquid gold energy that is going upstream all the way into their bodies, filling up all of their bodies and going all the way up into their fields like a huge fountain of light. And at the same time, some of these roots are connecting with each other. So there is this connection between the feminine and the masculine energies. This is a reconciliation in the womb of the mother through the eyes of the great mother who has seen it all, has witnessed all, and who has birthed us all. So this is a very compassionate and loving energy, a very safe energy to connect, to build forward. And especially they're saying to be nurtured, to find peace, to bring in your divine gifts, and just to nurture your heart with the undying love, the unconditional love, the ever expansive love of the Divine Mother. There is no judgment. There has never been judgment for any of her children. There is only love, compassion, strength, wisdom, and all the nurturance and the nutrients and the energy that you need at this time to be able to come forward, to be able to progress into the light, to progress into your new timelines, into your new horizons, to your new experiences through the divine light, through the divine light frequency, and through building forward your love, encouraging you to forgive, to let go, and to surrender to the perfection that is already within you, to surrender to the perfection of your relationship, of this moment, of your spiritual path, the perfection of your mission, of your work, of your union, of your healing, of your practice. And we're just receiving a beautiful infinity symbol that is going over the feminine and the masculine. And it's just starting to create this beautiful rhythm, this dance of the energy flowing back and forth through your being, through your field, into the masculine's field, just being back and forward. And it starts to encompass your whole field. Keeping the connection of the earth steady. Continuing to expand your fields. And they're saying that they're coming into contact, you and him, you and her. You're coming into contact through your fields through parts of your field that weren't activated. Through this very beautiful movement and dance. It feels like a dance. You're just creating this momentum, this vortex of energy that is starting to pull in your divine destiny. And it's starting to pull in parts of you that you may have forgotten or lost, or anything that was taken away from you throughout all space, time, and dimension. I see it as light beams all around your bodies starting to come online, starting to shine. Like all the lights are being turned on around you, and they have different colors. And they represent different gifts, different symbols and signs for all of you. Unique symbols and signs, they're saying. Unique colors, geometries, liberation. It's like you're receiving the codes to liberate yourself from any seals and bounds, from anything that had kept you away from who you truly are, from your divine power, from your divine love, from your full capacity, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Bring back health to the body, coding in the reconciliation of opposites, coding into your DNA, into your spine, the acknowledgement of union, of unity, of being one with all, the acknowledgement of your divine self and your human self being merged forward, and being aware of this sacred marriage between the feminine and the masculine through this joyous dance, this dance of enlightenment, this dance of wisdom, and this dance of coming back to the one, coming back home, coming back to who you have always been, coming back to who you were always meant to be. And coming back to the knowing of all. It is your time to be free. It is your time to be the light. And it is your time to receive, dear ones. It is your time to be love. May you and everyone you come in contact with, and everything and every being you come in contact with, be blessed. Be reminded of its light. And be awakened to the love of the divine, to the love of creation, and to the beauty of being alive, and to the beauty of being eternal. And because your love is eternal, your union is eternal, and you are an eternal being of light. May you be blessed with health, healing, divine guidance, divine purpose, divine direction, divine encouragement, divine joy, divine humor, divine knowing, always. And now I'm just starting to see a lot of white, like beautiful white flowers surrounding all of the twins, all of the light workers, all of the awakened souls. And this means that we are always surrounded by the angels. They're always there with us and around us, between us, just like flowers growing in a field. And each one of you is also a flower. You're also divine. And you are surrounded by beauty, and you incarnate the beauty of the divine. Thank you. And thank you for all that you're doing. You are seen, you are heard, you are acknowledged by all the realms, by all the light beings, by all your families of light. May the unions, all unions, anchor now. Beshayam akoitiana sheapa hean ukoitiana oyan through the one Shoyakai with no delays. Mishi ian ayan hiako in the light of the divine Sheyayamahai and the protection of the divine Meheayan. And may all unions be sealed now with the highest seals of all, with divine love. Beshayam Ahoy Kyanada Ahoy Ahoy Ahoy. Thank you. And so it is. Okay. And very slowly, we're going to start to breathe in deeply. We're going to start to come back into our bodies. Going back into the earth. Feeling the connection that we just established with the Divine Mother. Feeling the connection to the Divine. And feeling the connection between the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. Thank you for helping us ground this. Thank you for assisting in grounding this union and this healing for all. And when you're ready, you can start to move your body. You can start to slowly open your eyes. Have some water. And you will continue to receive these energies all through today and tomorrow, especially over the night. So you can, if you want, just be gently aware of your dreams, your state of mind. If you have any questions or if you receive guidance, be sure to write it down. I think it will assist you to do that. And please drink a lot of water and rest if you feel guided. Oh, you're so welcome, guys. Thank you. It was very powerful. And I was tearing up, and at one point, like a lot. So it's just the feeling of love. There was so much love coming in. Dear Louise, yes, me too. I was also crying. I just, I tried to, the tears were falling down my face. I tried to keep my voice as steady as I could. This was just, this tears of feeling the love and the expansion and feeling the love of each and every one of you. Mine too. Thank you guys so much. So if you guys brought your rose crystal, your rose quartz, sorry. If you have any now, you can just put it in your hand and set the intention that, or ask him rather. You can say, Dear rose quartz, please help me continue to anchor these energies of love. Everything that we just did, please anchor it in yourself so I can continue to work with this. And you can say it 3 times and then it will be programmed. And then you can just use your rose quartz anytime you need this love and this healing and just put it on your heart and meditate or just lay down and, just receive. It's kind of like a small energetic reminder of how it feels, how these energies feel, and how we can feel always. Okay. Oh, thank you guys so much. Okay, so we've been 2 hours. So I am going to go into the mini healings now. If you...
Un momento.
Oh my God, that's my phone in Spanish. If you want to stay here, we will continue to heal. And usually, the things that we heal for one apply to many of the twins on the on the live call. So if you want to stay, you're welcome to stay and receive this too. And if not, I will see you in the next collective healing. If you like this, if you enjoyed this, it would be very helpful if you guys want to just give it a thumbs up, this video, so it finds its way to more people and the ones who couldn't join us live, so they can find it and do it later. That would be great. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm just so I'm still very connected. I'm just so filled with love and gratitude. And we will start the mini healings now. And I will see you next Saturday. And also be sure to check the community tab. I do updates there, and you're always welcome to share and also to comment. I love to hear from you and hear also how you're doing in your journey, and that also gives me a lot of information and tools to prepare the next meditations, the next healings, and that way we work in a more connected way, which I really love. And I will be posting a new meditation very soon, which will have to do with this, what we just did today, and with healing the wounds of the feminine and the masculine. Thank you, guys. Yes, I'm so grateful to be here with you. And what else was I gonna say? Yes, I think that's it. You're also invited to, of course, the Divine Feminine Retreat, which I'm going to do here in Mexico, in the coast at the beach. It's called Puerto Escondido. That's where we're going to be having this reunion of Divine Feminines. It's called the Goddess Retreat. We will be working very specifically in healing these aspects that we discussed today briefly. So you're all very, very welcome to this place. This place is my home, where I grew up, and I would love to share everything that it has to offer with you. So if you feel guided, let me know. And yeah, that's it. So let's go down to business now. Let me see who's up first for the mini healings. Okay, so technology. Let me see here. Okay, so first up is Nicole C. Nicole, are you there? I'm just gonna have some water. Nicole C, are you here? Okay. I think she's not here. So let me just check if she sent anything here. Ooh, I'm still feeling the energies. How about you guys? I'm still a little bit spaced out. Okay. Nicole. Okay, it's Nicole Katatao. Okay, and she says healing for her and her twin flame only. Okay, very good. So let's start with that, Nicole. Yeah, me too. So if you guys want to continue to enjoy the ride, you can go to like a meditation state again, and you're still receiving, but please drink water. Okay. Okay. And I'm just going to have to move this real quick. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. I just had to change location a little bit because my computer is about to run out of battery. There we go. Okay. So, dear Nicole, we're going to see what's coming up for you. Okay, so right away I see you like in this ocean place. Like I see this ocean and a lot of clouds in the sky. I don't know if this is where you live, or if you have this like strong connection to a specific ocean. And I'm seeing you, and I'm starting to see the masculine like on a boat in that ocean. And it feels to me that he's kind of like swimming towards you. But it's like he doesn't realize that you are like there, because you're presenting like as the water, as the clouds, as the air. And so he's not really able to see you, although he's right there. So we're just going to work here into the divine masculine. Starting to bring nurturance to his field, wherever he feels lost or tired, or just this lack of orientation. We're going to bring back the compass, bring back the maps into his field so that he's able to find you again and that he's able to see you again. There's something about seeing. Okay. And we're going to work through your divine feminine too. Bemai koitem ashoyapa te nashoitayanaka. Kiana adayana shoipeata. And we're going to connect you to Kali, the powerful goddesses, Meshiambai Koya. And I see you emerge as this volcano from underneath the water as we do this. Bring in the fire of Kali into the heart of the divine feminine. Uyamachai dayan ahem oshoitem eam eme ianaka dayan toshoipian astiyana. Okay, we're just going to reactivate your field, restore the feminine, and restore the power. Just going, a lot of gold energy going into your legs and your sacral chakra, base, and connecting you more profoundly to the earth. And from there, starting to build up your wisdom, build up your power, and also build up, integrate the child, asking the child to come forward, to be nurtured, to be healed, and to see the power of who she is, to see how powerful, how divine, how beautiful she really is, how much she can accomplish, how much she has accomplished. Really recognizing yourself and recognizing your power, not being afraid to use your power, to set your limits, to set your boundaries, but also to go for the things that you want. I feel like these waters and this cloud that we're presenting, they were like very, very beautiful and very tapped into spirituality, but they were also very ethereal and a little bit like the divine feminine hiding in these energies. So we're really calling her forward into her power, into standing for her truth, her wisdom, her love, her passions, her desires, her passion. It's very important. And to anchor that into the material world, into the physical. Because as we do this, you start to become a presence in the masculine field. So he starts to be able to see you. He starts to see, oh wow, I was just standing before her, but I couldn't see her. And now he's seeing you. Okay, so they're telling me there's a little bit more work to do, but it would be a very good practice to do this, to really anchor your strength, your power, your passion into your physical world in any way that presents for you. And this will also assist your divine masculine to be able to see you and to be able to approach you and to be able to locate you. Okay. Bring in white light, ceiling. So it is. Okay. Wow, very profound healings today, guys. I think we're really making the most out of the new moon portal. So let me just see who's up next. Okay, so we have Hanne. Finally, dear. I'm so happy. I don't know if she's here because I think she's in very different time zones. But okay, I'm going to just check if she wrote anything. Hanne. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna work on what comes through for you, dear. So let's just start breathing in deeply. Oh my God, you're here. I'm so happy. Okay. Is how late is it over there? Oh my God. Okay, so do you want me to work on something specific, Hanne? Or let me know. Okay, and after Hanne, just so we're prepared, is Rachael or Rachael J is next, and then Gordana, and then Cynthia, who is also here. I think I saw her. Okay. So Hanne and then Rachael J. Okay, whatever the universe brings you. Okay. So let's just start breathing in, dear Hanne. Okay, starting to attune through the mind. Vem Shama, Vem Shama, Vem Shama. Okay. And I feel like you're very, your channels are expanding a lot through the horizontal fields, through the mind. Okay. I'm just going to activate through the crown to activate forward your connections, and especially your inner channels of light. So we start receiving more colors. Because I see you working a lot with white, and it's very beautiful. But we're just going to co-combine that white with magenta, with violet, with these other frequencies that will assist you to expand and to continue to heal. If there was any place where you were feeling a little bit stuck, especially at the mind level, I feel like in receiving, we're just going to remove these. It's kind of like seals. Gordana L. Okay, and we're bringing in the energy of the divine feminine. When she's being presented, she looks like an kind of like an African queen, all dressed up in gold. So perhaps you're working with those timelines, or you're working with the grids there. So we're just going to bring in this because she's very beautiful. She's very adorned. She's very like from a very high energy, but she's also like very serious, like very, very looking very serious. So we're just going to ask her, like she's saying, like I don't know, like standing there, like I'm alone, or I have to do this alone. So we're just going to lift off a little bit of her burden, and we're going to ask her to rehabilitate through the green, through the lands, to really receive, tuning the heart to be able to receive all of nature, all of what the earth has to offer, and to bring in joy, more play, more laughter into her experience. More playfulness in the journey. And even like if you feel called to go to places where there is a lot of like I'm saying, like the jungle, or like a lot of vegetation and a lot of heat and warmth and the sun and music and dance. It's like they're inviting you to adjust to these frequencies, to invite them. And this will also allow you to connect more to the divine, to anchor more of your intuition, of your gifts and talents and everything that you have to offer the world. Beya mahia koya. Working through the heart. Beya hai kiatanai em yana yana kiana yam hai diana a. And also starting to connect to the divine masculine, starting to build bridges out to the divine masculine, to the divine love, to divine union. Sending this out through the heart. Just opening and inviting these energies of love, of fun, of playfulness into your field. And also to retrieve the knowledge and the wisdom from this timeline. And to seal up these wounds. And so it is. Okay, my dear, you can continue there, the meditation if you feel like it. They will continue to work on you to anchor this. And maybe I feel like there's maybe some work that you can do through these timelines. Or perhaps even go there, I don't know. I just felt it very pronounced. Okay, I hope this helps. Okay, so let me see. So next is Rachael J. Rachael, are you there? And Carrie says, okay. I'm here. Can you please add me to Carrie? Oh, yes, of course, Carrie. I will add you. after I finish the healings now, I will see who else made a donation or wanted to be on the list, and I will add all of you guys, and we'll put the we'll make the video for the next collective healing. Okay. So Tiffany, not sure you mentioned my name or not. I didn't, Tiffany, but let me check. Did you just donate it, or was it before? I don't know why I don't have you in my list here. Okay, you just donated. Okay, dear. So I will put you on the list for next weekend too, because I think we're already doing like very long time. The teaching from the beginning was very long. So I will do the 5 that I had for today, and I will do anyone else who wants another healing. I will do it the next Saturday. Okay, if that's okay with you guys. Okay. All right, you did the super chat. Okay, yes. Okay, so Rachael J, I don't know if she's here. And after Rachael, we have Gordana. Okay, so Rachael wants to know, okay, what comes up for a twin flame connection? Okay, great. Okay, so let's just start to breathe in. This is Rachael Johnson, so that you know, because I have 2 Rachael J's, I think. So, okay, just start to breathe in. Demiankai, Dayan, Hayam. Okay. So we're going to do a clearing for you and your twin right now, because I see a lot of this like energy around you, and I don't like it so much. So okay, we're going to just start to bring in the white flame all around you and your twin and your connection and the third energy between you. And we're going to ask his higher self, your higher self, and God, the Divine Mother, to clear all around your field, to clear your connection, to clear the energies between you now. Sheam Ehan Kuyan and Dadayan Sheam. Okay. I'm just going to look at this energy here. So it's like this green energy, but it's a very, very dark green. And it seems like one of you is kind of like very like pulled out of the connection, like focused on this energy. So we're just going to ask this to be removed. it's possible now through divine intervention. Shayam Hoikyaya Yamakayana Dayam Ayanakoi. Asking it to be brought back to God, to the source of its origin, to be recycled, to be gracefully integrated back into the light, into the system. Okay, it's working. Okay, whatever this is, they're just saying to be mindful. You know what information you receive, to what you attune to. If you watch TV or the news or all these things, just to be careful and mindful not to engage or spend a lot of time or energy doing this, or just being mindful of what kind of energy you tune into. And this can be you or your twin also. Okay, but now it's better. And I'm feeling also for you, Rachel, that I don't know, I feel like perhaps you're going to move, or you just moved. Or there's something with the location. But I feel like if you're feeling just for you, if you're feeling like very pushed or obligated to move somewhere or to go somewhere where you don't really feel like you want to go, or where you're feeling forced to go, just to be very careful with that, to see if you can find a way where you can actually be okay where you are and feel happy to be where you are. And perhaps this means moving away from where your twin is, because I'm seeing this kind of geographical thing. So let's just see if we can reconcile the energies here. Begin the gold and the white. Bayan Koyan. Okay, it feels better. Calibrating. And we're just going to ask your higher self and your twin's higher self and your teams of light to start to communicate more, to initiate communication more through the astral realms, through the energy. Very, very high communication, that the lines are cleared and cleansed. And also always, this is for all of you, when you communicate to your twin, even if it's in the 5D or beyond, to really make sure that you're communicating from a space of a high frequency, holding a high frequency in your field, holding divine grace in your field. Okay. And so it is. Reunion. I hope this helps, dear. Okay. So let's go to Gordana. Is Gordana here? Gordana? No, I don't think she's here. Okay. 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 I just found her email. Okay, so she didn't specify, but it's for twin flame connection. Okay, so Gordana, if you are listening, please start breathing in deeply. Oh, gee. Oh, okay, you're here. Great. I didn't know G was you. Okay, is there anything specific that you would like me to address? Let me know. Okay, yes. Okay. So let's just start breathing in. You can close your eyes. Okay, I'm starting to see these mountains. It looks like, I don't know, like maybe the Alps. It looks like very beautiful mountains, a lot of mountains. Okay. Okay, and I'm starting to see you, it's like coming up one side of the mountain and your twin is on the other side. And for some reason, you're not able to see each other. Like for some reason, I feel like you are aware of each other here, but you're not really able to see the progress or the process that each one of you is in. And I'm feeling you very strong, very determined, in a loving way. And I feel your twin is a little bit like struggling to get up the mountain. It's like he's carrying more stuff. Okay, so we're going to ask to bring in some divine help and divine protection for both of you and for your journeys. I don't know why I felt to say that. I don't know what you do for a living, but I felt like it's important that you protect your energy, and also for your twin that he protects his energy because of what you do. Okay. And we're starting to spin your field and your twin's field through the golden spiral. We're just going to clear any past lives, past experiences, past trauma. And also, we're going to connect you to the ancient ones, to the healers, the spiritual beings of your lineages, to the starseed families, to the families of origin. And we're going to ask to This is very strongly for you guys too. You're saying to stop the war. So I think this has to do with the land where you are. The history is of the land, of your ancestors and his ancestors. So we're going to bring in healing through the family trees. And again, they're weaving in your energies to Mother Earth. So this meditation that we did in the beginning here, you can do this often or continue to practice this healing that we did today, and to do it with the energy of your twin, and it will help you with healing your connection and with establishing more contact. Okay. And I'm feeling a little bit something in my head, in your head, like for coming from you. So we're going to ask to release any imprints, any conditionings, any trauma, any distortions from your perception, from the perception of the divine feminine. Releasing. I'm releasing from the shoulders as well, any burdens that you carry. Releasing through the spine, through the DNA. And we're going to help the masculine release these burdens too. Hoikiai mahai dai and they're starting to heal his throat. Starting to spin and releasing anything that needs to be released. Unspoken words, unspoken truths, any sorrow, suffering, not being able to express, to share, to talk, to communicate. And from the heart. And also a lot of sadness there. A lot of grief. I don't know if he lost something or someone. And he just feels like he has a lot of burdens to carry, like a lot of responsibility for his family. So we're going to ask the divine to come in, his team of light, and to really attune him to his divinity. And to show him the way to give back to source, to give back to God anything that is not his, anything that he is no longer to carry. And the realization of this, the knowing of this, the divine knowing of this, all the way into the human mind, all the way into the human. And how to do this. I don't know if he has very ancient lineages. Like I'm feeling like a lot from like the Israelites, like the Israel. Okay. Releasing from the shoulders, building up the connection, communication. And bringing atonement to the heart and light back in and sealing out all the people, places, and things that were kind of getting this energy of your connection. Setting up healthy boundaries, energetic boundaries throughout all space, time, and dimension. Protection. So it is. Okay. So starting to breathe in deeply. G. Breathing in deeply. And whenever you're ready to come back, you can do so. And please drink a lot of water. I hope this helps. Okay. So next up, and thank you guys for all of you who are here for doing this, the whole healing and bearing with me. Okay, so the next and last one up for today is Cynthia. And I think Cynthia is here too. Yeah. I think I saw her. Yay! Oh, Hanne, thank you so much. Oh, I'm very grateful too. So grateful. I feel like all of us who are here today and now, and everyone who will connect later, I feel like we're very, very connected through the heart. And I feel this is also part of the healing that we're doing together as a collective, you know, and as the divine feminine. You're so welcome, G. Okay, so let's breathe in. Oh, and here it's almost 11 p.m. So it's getting late here a little bit. It's so funny that we are all connected, right? Okay. And Cynthia says she's here. Whatever we need healing for our own twin flame journey. Okay. Okay, so let's start to breathe in, dear Cynthia. Okay, and they're opening up through your angelic templates. Bring in this beautiful pastel, very light blue tone. Very, very light blue. And it's starting to surround you. It's starting to come into your field. And it's starting to bring in, to connect more fully with your spiritual side, with your divine being, with your angelic being. So I feel this very sweet, tender energy coming forward from the divine feminine. And it's also very strong. It's like it has both things. Like on one side, it's very sweet, but then on the other side, it's also very, I would almost say, masculine. In a way that that I'm seeing like a child, like a boy. So like a boy would play. I see a boy playing with his like a sword, like a paper sword, and so like a very brave energy, but also very sweet energy. Okay, let me see. Why are you showing me this? Oh, okay. So we're going over to the divine masculine now. Just trying to locate him. Okay, I see him kind of like writing. I'm seeing him kind of like in a sort of like a retreat, like in a place where he's alone. I see him kind of like in a cave writing. So I don't know if you guys are communicating much, but I feel like he's like working very hard somehow. He's very diligent in writing something down and creating something, perhaps working on something, or maybe even on himself. But I feel like he needs this like kind of like isolation from all. So we're just going to reconcile this aspect of the child, because I'm also feeling like this is a child that perhaps would be like a light child between you two. Like either an aspect of you and of him, where you come together in this beautiful, like childlike energy of being playful and experiencing life and having joy. But on the other side, I see a man in this cave where he is very, very alone, or he's very used to being alone, or he thinks that he needs to be alone in order to be able to work, or in order to be able to achieve something somehow. So let's just bring in the divine feminine aspect. Bring in the divine feminine. They're bringing her into these pools of wisdom, into these pools at the bottom of the earth, where you're being rehabilitated. It's like rejoined. Bringing all the aspects of you into alignment, into one. They're saying into a straight line, into an arrow. Bringing all to this culmination point, like to this movement forward and inward. It's inward and forward. So the more you can, I feel like perhaps there's a little bit of a lack of focus in the feminine, because you are a bit split out in the energies. So we're going to ask to bring in divine light alchemy through the gold and through the blue. Now you're opening up again through the indigo. I feel like you have very strong indigo energy, which can be a little bit kind of like masculine, but it's not really masculine. It just feels a little bit like that. Okay. And we're starting to merge the gold and the blue. And we're going to ask the gold to start to surround you and your twin, the divine masculine. And we're going to send him through your heart, through your higher self. We're going to send him this golden divine light alchemy to where he is, and see through his higher self if he wants to receive this. Okay, in order to be able to come out of hiding, out of this island, like out of imprisonment, out of forcing himself to be alone. Releasing the shackles. Like now I'm seeing that he's actually tied there. So releasing any shackles through the white fire now, through the flame. Seeing if he's able to receive this. Okay, now they're bringing me to the garden, to the fields. There are a lot of like white and red flowers. And you guys are there, both of you are there. And it's like this much, much lighter energy. And they're saying starting to ground the union. Ground the union. And you're approaching, it's like now you are in this very light, very white, your attire is white, your dress is white, and his dress is white, and you're approaching. And very rapidly. Okay, so we're going to ask divine intervention for this approach, that it all occurs in divine timing. And I'm seeing a rainbow over you to seal and protect your fields, and to seal and protect from the past, from these entrapments, from these memories, patterns, imprints, anything and all that is not of the light. And they were saying to continue to build your practice to go to higher levels, to go more into the higher dimensions. And also, I think you will receive guidance, or I don't know if you already receive a lot of guidance from your dreams. And they're saying just because you don't see it happening like right away or in the physical, it doesn't mean that it's going to take forever. Like it doesn't mean that it can change from one day to another. And this is a very specific message. Because as soon as we shifted the energy a little bit, there was like forward motion right away, very fast movement. So this is also for all of you who may be feeling a little bit stuck or things like that, to remind yourselves that you have a lot of power to heal. You have a lot of power to take your journey in your hands, to do healing, to shift your energies. And as you shift your energies, you can help your twin to shift his energies. And you can shift, let's say, the timelines of the connection, the momentum of the connection. Okay, we're just going to put rainbow energy all around all of you, all of the twins that are here connecting. May your unions be sealed. May your unions be protected. May your paths be sealed and protected and shielded and always lit by the light of God. May you always find your way. May you always have the truth in your heart, your compass in your heart. May you always be protected by God, by the Divine Mother. May your unions be protected now. And so it is. Okay, guys. I hope this helped, Cynthia. Let me know, guys. And to all of you who received a healing today, I would love to hear how it went for you, how you felt, and you know, if anything happens, if you feel shifts, I would love to know. And I'm so high right now again. Like, this new moon portal was so amazing. Like, oh, yes, I think so too, Cynthia. It was very beautiful. So, for all of you, yes, thank you, KB. I'll make sure to read it. Oh, thank you, Anthony, for being here. And yes, me too. So, for those of you who are starting your day, I hope you have a beautiful day. And for those of you who are going to sleep, I hope you get carried through all the rainbow bridges. You enjoy the ride, and you enjoy the healing that you will continue to receive. And I love you so much, all of you, all of you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for doing this work. Okay, so I will see you on Saturday, and yeah, I will see you very soon. I'm planning a couple of surprises there again. I will let you know, and anything you want to tell me, you can always write to me, or also on the community page, you can write to me, and that's where I answer the quickest. Okay, so thank you, guys. Sleep well, drink a lot of water, and I will see you very soon. I love you. Take care, be safe, and remember the self-love. Bye, y'all. Thank you, thank you.